It's about DC. It's about our culture. It's about us. You know, a lot of people don't know about go-go.
Go-go is non-stop, which is how I got the name go-go. It just keeps on going. It is the ultimate party music.
New Orleans, jazz, Kentucky bluegrass, New York hip hop. Go-go is unique to DC.
When I moved up here in 1988, I started shooting local bands of all genres in Washington, D.C. And at one point, someone told me that D.C.'s live music scene was second to New Orleans because of go-go. And myself, being a white guy living in Bethesda, I wanted to know what was go-go.
It started with Chuck Brown, who was doing concerts back in the 70s. And instead of stopping between songs, he got the notion of just keeping the music going by use of percussion and drums, so the people wouldn't have a chance to leave the floor. So music kept going and going and going, and he found out that, hey, you know, I could really do something with this. And then that's pretty much how it all originated.
I could see the audience on its feet screaming, "Wind me up, Chuck," and I could hear Quickfoot hitting the bass drum and hitting the cymbals. And Chuck stopped and he looked back to me and he said, "Hey, Kodak," which meant that he had forgotten my name. He said, "Do you know why you're here?" And I said, "No, Pops, I don't." And he said, "You are here because it's important to me, it's important to my family, and it's important to my legacy." And then he walked onto the stage and the crowd went wild and my heart skipped a beat and my knees buckled. But then I walked out on the stage and started shooting. 2,000 images of my catalog was acquired by the DC Library. It's out there for the history of DC, the history of go-go music for generations.
The Go-Go Archive at the DC Public Library is, it'll be a decade old. After the godfather of Go-Go, Chuck Brown, passed in May of 2012, the library decided to establish a Go-Go Archive.
Go-go is probably the only music, well, that I've played where the audience is part of the band. You know, we say things and then they say them back, and it's all very participatory. Okay. There was always this stigma of go-go being attached to violence, and which is really unfounded, because it's not the music that makes people violent. It's just that it's some people that don't want to do well in society just happen to like the music. As a result, a lot of the local venues have fallen into this false narrative and have closed down or not allowed go-go in there, but the music isn't going anywhere. As the demographic of the city is shifting, you know, they're getting rid of a lot of things, and the people that play the music are just making sure that go-go is not one of those things that you just throw out with the Tuesday trash. It is the fabric of the city. It's the DNA of the area, and it's not going anywhere.
Today we're going to let the world know that go-go is DC.
So I think by making it the official music is, you know, our way of saying it's not going anywhere. It's called go for a reason. It's not called go stop.
It's the reason we're together, me and you. Chuck used to say go-go is just a groove that makes you move. And I love the simplicity of that because a lot of people have discussions. Oh, like, I don't like go-go, or this is it's this or that. Really, it's a groove that makes you move. So if you like it, great. If you don't, too bad.
What makes go-go so DC is that it comes directly from the people of DC who are never really considered to be part of DC. They're not the congressmen, they're not the senators, they're not the lobbyists that people normally associate with Washington, D.C. They are the real people of D.C. And this music started, 50 years ago with kids making instruments out of junk from the junkyard and banging them on the corner for tips. And Chuck, the genius of Chuck, was that he recognized that and pulled it on stage to create the pocket sound, which is go-go.
To make myself